Have you noticed that a few days after you are paid, your bank account begins to read zero? When it comes to payday, it's quite difficult for you to know what exactly you should do and what you shouldn't. Studies have shown that in the US, the higher your educational qualification, the higher your debt status. While having more money won't hurt, it may not actually solve all the problems that you are currently encountering. However, in this video, I'm going to share with you a little bit of information that will help you kickstart your financial stability. Step number one is to calculate your recurring monthly expenditure. This is important because you need to be fully aware of where every single penny you earn is going into. And I will advise you stick to these calculations that we're about to get done. Now, these calculations will include all the money that you need for your rent, all the money that you need for transportation, your water bill, your electricity bill, even your phone bills, all must be calculated. Do not forget also to add the amount that you spend on groceries as well as your food. All these amounts put together should be at most 50% of your take-home pay. If this calculation that you have made is greater than 50% of your take-home pay, that is, your monthly recurrent running cost is greater than 50% of your monthly pay, then you may need to review it. There's a possibility that you may be buying some things that you don't need or making some subscriptions that you really do not need, or even maybe you're staying in a house that is too big for you. Sometimes also you may need to review your subscriptions. For instance, you don't need up to 200 gigabytes of data when you know that your monthly usage is just about over 50 gigabytes of data. Now that we are done with that, this leads us to the next step, which is generating a savings account, which I call a survival account. This is a kind of emergency fund that you will need should in case you are not able to generate your regular income for at least 6 months. The amount you had earlier calculated in step number 1 multiplied by 6, and you will save this fund in a very easily accessible savings account, such that if for any reason you get out of work, or you are out of income, or you are sick, or for whatever reasons you cannot make the money that you make every month, you are not going to run into serious financial problems. I call this a kind of emergency fund. Remember that there is no price tag really for your peace of mind. Once you have about 6 months of your recurrent bills already saved up in this emergency fund, then you can use your savings into taking care of other things which I'll be describing later on in this video. Now let's look at step number 3. Set up a miscellaneous solution fund. This fund will include fund that you use for basic repairs around the house. For instance, if your boiler is not working or your car breaks down, you don't need to start running helter-skelter when some emergencies come up within your home or while running your day-to-day activities. This miscellaneous fund will be used to settle some basic repairs here within the house. If you don't have this fund set aside, sometimes you may be a bit confused and worried when these challenges come up. Don't get caught off guard. Now that you've done that, let's clear up some debts. Step 4 is to pay off all your high interest debts. Now, when I'm talking about high interest debt, I'm talking about every single debt that has an interest rate of greater than 7 to 8% of interest. Every single debt with an interest rate of over 7 to 8% is actually a financial emergency. This is because these are the recurring debts that is going to put you into a lot of financial jeopardy. Every form of credit card debt or even pay small schemes, these are loopholes in which you lose a lot of money when it accumulates over a period of a year or even 2. You will be shocked at how much you have lost in terms of interest rate for your credit cards or even your loans that you are repaying, that are especially those that are of high interest rates. Take for instance, you bought an iPad Pro for about $1,000 and the interest rate is about, say, 10%. After 1 year, that iPad is going to be costing $1,000 plus 10% of 1,000, which is equal to $1,100. That is $100 that you can use to invest into something important. Except that iPad has already generated as much as that. I'm sure you know it's just a waste of money. So you're going to use the savings that comes up after you have done step number 2 and step number 3 to be able to pay off all your single debts, starting from the one with the highest interest. At a very young age, one of the things we should learn is to invest in our future and spend minimally. Now that we are done with clearing our debts, the next thing is step number 5, which is investing into your future. There are a lot of investments that are available, including stocks, bonds, and even some smaller businesses that are around you. However, I always advise that you invest in some forms of passive income that could generate funds for you even while you sleep. I know you're interested in some passive income ideas that can generate money for you even while you sleep. Please click the subscribe button and watch this video right here.